Everyone, welcome to the show. So today is day one of Donald Trump's first criminal trial. As I'm sure you all know, jury selection could take weeks. So I wanted to share some details about Trump's supposed defense, what took place today, what's going on in his other cases. Also, I have some fun news about his hashtag all caps sad stock. So it was reported late last week. Trump's attorneys are considering kind of a bold move to try to keep him out of prison or out of jail. They're allegedly considering asking the jury to convict him, but on misdemeanor offenses instead of felonies. So Trump's team is also, as we would imagine, going to try to use Melania Trump as a defense. They're going to claim, oh, Trump was just trying to keep her from finding out. This had nothing to do with the election. Because, of course, that is what this whole case, what the felony charges are surrounding, or what the basis is for these typically misdemeanor charges becoming felonies, is that they're saying these were charges or these were crimes that were committed to influence the election. So this was campaign finance violation. That is what makes them a felony. So a Florida state attorney was on MSNBC, and he explained why this Melania argument isn't going to work.
He's going to try to say, I was trying to protect Melania from finding out. But Cohen and Stormy Daniels' lawyer first spoke about this affair in 2011. So this was known for years within Team Trump, and yet no money changed hands until 2 weeks before the election. So that is really damaging. Plus, as far as falsification of business records, why do that if you're just trying to protect the information from Melania? Melania was not likely to pour over the books of the Trump Organization, which is a private company. So why falsify these internal records just to keep it secret from her, unless you knew it was a campaign election crime? But also, Trump allegedly directed Michael Cohen to delay paying Stormy Daniels until after the election because he didn't want to pay her at all. And after the election, it wouldn't matter. Why? Because Trump knew this was about the campaigns.
So yeah, that is not going to fly, not when the facts come out. And the New York Times reported this morning, Trump's team warned him repeatedly against any outbursts in court, like the ones we've seen in the other trials. I don't think they're going to have to worry about it, though, because he doesn't seem all that alert. According to reporter Maggie Haberman, Trump was actually falling asleep during the proceeding. And then another reporter confirmed what Maggie Haberman had said. He told other journalists, quote, "Tough to see the screen in the overflow room, but I swear Trump is nodding off at the defense table. His chin just hit his chest, then his head shot back up." But they call Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. Yeah, I guess we should get like dozing Donald or droopy Donald trending online, droopy Donnie. Anyway, the judge addressed some of the motions that each side brought before anything else happened today. Unfortunately, he decided Trump's Access Hollywood tape and a portion of his deposition in the E. Jean Carroll case will not be played for the jury. Judge Merchan ruled that these items aren't relevant to the case, but he did, which this doesn't really make any sense, he agreed to allow the prosecutor to read the transcript of the Access Hollywood recording. So if it's not relevant, why are they allowed to read it, but you can't play the tape? I don't get it. But anyway, there were other issues raised and ruled upon, and then the first set of potential jurors came in around 2 p.m. Eastern time. Next up is news about the surety company that supposedly issued Trump's $175 million bond. This is the company called Knight Specialty Insurance that I've been talking about over the past week. It's now been revealed Knight Insurance is backed, or what's known as reinsured, by their own parent company, which is located in the Cayman Islands. So this is unusual. This is suspicious for several reasons. So first, most insurance companies are reinsured by outside companies. So this is what they do. They take out insurance with reinsurance companies in case they end up getting slapped around hard. Like in case every policy they have or every bond that they issue comes due at the same time. So it's a way for them to cover their asses, essentially. So it makes no sense that Knight would be reinsured by its own company unless this is bogus, unless this is all a smokescreen. So former industry regulators and investigators told a Daily Beast reporter this is a major red flag because companies often set up shop in the Cayman Islands to try to avoid taxes. They also want to avoid US regulations. They want to avoid that scrutiny. They also said if things go sideways, it makes it really difficult to hold them responsible. So one expert told them, quote, "This just stinks to high heaven. Taken in its totality, this dog does not hunt. Along every step of the way, this purported bond is problematic. It's just one issue after another that calls into question whether this bond could ever possibly satisfy the judgment." And the former New York Department of Financial Services superintendent told the Daily Beast, quote, "The risk here is the company will not have the liquidity to pay on the bond when demanded. And the beneficiary of this bond, the New York AG, may not have a direct claim against the reinsurer. That the reinsurer is in the Cayman Islands compounds this issue as it is a non-US jurisdiction, which makes collection very difficult." So one expert explained the Cayman Islands has its own court system. So if the New York Attorney General is forced to sue Knight's parent company to try to get this money, she might not be able to enforce a US judgment in the Cayman Islands. So they'd be out of luck. And as I mentioned last week, there's a hearing on the 22nd of this month with Judge Engeron. So I assume he's going to hear all of this. He'll give a ruling at that time. And, he'll decide if this is going to fly or if Trump needs to find another bond. I think the answer is pretty clear. Next up is news about Trump's sinking stock. It hit an all-time low on Friday. It was around $32 a share. Then it hit a new low today, and it is now sitting at a little over $27. According to Barron's news outlet, investors got spooked because Trump was in court for this first criminal trial. They obviously never thought this was going to happen. They thought that he was going to wiggle out of it. Well, then Trump and his team just compounded the issue because they filed paperwork to try to issue millions of additional shares. So obviously, that dilutes the value of the stock that's already been purchased. So he's just screwing over everybody who took a chance on him, everyone who jumped in early and bought this stock. He just screwed them all over. So shares are down now more than 50% since they first went public. And some of MAGA is freaking out a little bit. One person who said they originally purchased the shares at $65 a pop, this person wrote on Liar Social, quote, "Can't help but feel sad. Feel like I'm trying to catch a falling knife." And then a woman who had said initially she wasn't worried at all. "Oh, I'm not worried. This is no problem. It's going to bounce back." Well, 2 days later, she was back on Liar Social ranting to Trump and the Republicans about people being allowed to short sell their stock. And so she whined, quote, "Sick of my investment money being stolen. They're stealing people's money and you're allowing it." And then another user questioned why, quote, "Everyone's acting like everything is fine." And then someone responded to that person and blamed the deep state. And they said that they were, quote, "making their run at Trump and us." And then there's a whole lot of cope going on over on Liar Social. One Trump supporter said, quote, "I don't understand all the concern about this stock going down. All of the big stocks were very low at the beginning. We are less than a month into this being an actual stock. I am optimistic about and will continue to hold and keep buying when I can." And then another person posted, quote, Just sat down with my broker yesterday and am having him move $10,000 of my Roth IRA that we had sitting idle for kind of like an extra emergency fund into DJT stocks. This is the only time I would hope for the price to drop so I can get my shares as low as possible. And then another person wrote, quote, "Not going to be able to sleep tonight. If you stick it out, I believe you will be rewarded greatly." I believe God directed me here. So, yeah, God is now your stockbroker in the sky. And why did that sound like Trump wrote it, right? Listen to that. You will be rewarded greatly. That totally sounds like Trump wrote it. Anyway, one Liar social user posted that buying Trump stock was about good versus evil. And then he claims that Trump haters are, quote, brainwashed beyond repair. Yeah, we're the brainwashed ones, guys. Not the people throwing their money at a worthless company. So the Washington Post actually went and spoke with some Trump supporters who invested in this stock, and it's pretty sad. There's a 71-year-old man named Jerry McLean. He purchased stock over the past 2 years, so he purchased even before it went public. This was when it was trading at $90 a share. That's how much he paid for it. And it's now down to $27. So he has been purchasing a little bit of stock all this time over the past 2 years. He sunk, he said, his entire nest egg of $25,000 into this joke of a company. So the stock he first purchased is now worth less than a third of what he originally paid. But he says he's not concerned because he said, quote, "I know good and well it's in Trump's hands and he's got plans. I have no doubt it's going to explode sometime." Yeah, it's going to explode, Lucy. It's definitely going to explode. Anyway, McLean actually thinks this stock could reach as high as $1,000 a share. He said, oh, if the media would just stop writing negative things about it, it would take off. Yeah, because that said, couldn't be the fact that the company lost $58 million last year and has no plan for how they're going to increase revenue. But okay. And then McLean also apparently believes that God is a stockbroker now. He said, quote, "This isn't just another stock to me. I feel like it was God Almighty that put it in my lap. I've just got to hold on and let them do their job. If you go on emotion, you'll get out of this thing the first time it goes down." And then another investor, it's a man in Florida man, his name is Todd Schlanger, and he told the Washington Post he's invested about $20,000 already, and he continues to buy more shares every single week. And he believes the stock is tanking because of liberals. Schlanger told WAPO, quote, "It's got to be political. Liberals that are trying to knock it down." These people seriously do not understand how stock works. I mean, they think that Trump actually has made billions of dollars already off of his stock. They really don't understand. It's all fictitious. It's all a game until you can actually sell it, until it goes from being a fig Newton of your imagination into something that you sell to someone else. It's nothing. It's like air. It's just a number on a piece of paper. He doesn't have anything. He didn't make a damn bit of money. He didn't make a damn dime yet. And honestly, I'm surprised that some of them haven't blamed Antifa. Right? I mean, they blame Antifa for everything else, or Hunter Biden's laptop. I mean, that must be it. The stock must be tanking because of Antifa and Hunter Biden's laptop. So I will definitely let you know how this all shakes out. And enjoy. I hope this gave you a laugh. And yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day for everyone but Donald Trump and his supporters. All right. I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.